Crazy.
Just switching a little bit, like in terms of, the headlines are certainly tax just in general, from income tax standpoint, corporate, personal. So all these changes that have been happening over the last, I mean, they're constantly happening, but really the ones that have been in the headlines. From more of a sales tax standpoint, like what can you just tell the audience a little bit, like what are some of the recent law changes that you might be aware of right now that right now are not overly familiar to like a SaaS controller or a CFO or somebody who's having to think about this on a more frequent basis?
You're absolutely right. Things are changing. And this year we've seen a number of changes that particularly impact the SaaS world. Kentucky actually made a change in 2025 that it's now, it used to be considered SaaS was considered digital services. Now it's considered taxable property. Crazy, it's property, but it's not something that you actually touch. But the way Kentucky has redefined it makes SaaS now taxable. Louisiana, effective January 1st, now treats digital products as taxable. And those digital products include software as a service. And that was effective January 1st. Washington, effective October 1st. So anybody that's got customers in Washington, heads up, October 1st, Washington has a change that they're going to broaden their definition of IT and digital services, which will include software as a service. And this is where interpretation comes into play as well.
So is this something that companies obviously they need to be aware of this? It seems to me like based on what you've just said, in particular, if you're selling to those states who are enacting those changes that are impacting the latter half of 2025 and 2026, just something that companies need to become aware of pretty quickly in order to comply. Super important stuff.